there's something changed in the American psyche of what I'll call just kind of the work ethic. And it's
An MSNBC pundit who inherited his business from his daddy went on Morning Joe last week to complain that employees right now are being coddled and have gone soft since the pandemic. Check this out.
what I see and what I feel is there's something changed in the American psyche of what I'll call just kind of the work ethic. And it's not just the $300 check. I think post-pandemic, people got used to staying at home. CNBC had a thing that they called the Great Resignation, that I think there's something like statistically 92% of Americans said they're either considering change jobs or leave their jobs. And I think that we've gotten a little soft in the pandemic. I love that James Gorman, the head of Morgan Stanley, said to his workers, I'm not going to give you the option. This is a separate issue about people not having jobs. This is about people going back to work. I'm not going to give you the option of coming back to work. If you feel okay going to a New York City restaurant, you can go back to work. And I'm one of these believers of this kind of this new soft attitude of, oh, work from home, flexibility or whatnot. There's something about people going back to work that has to happen. And if I was still running a company today, I would say, guess what? You're coming back to work. So there's two problems. So there are people who don't want to work, and there's the people who don't want to go back physically to work. And we've softened in the pandemic, and that's a concern to me.
All right. So here you have Donny Deutsch, once again, as he always does, often does during his commentary on MSNBC, going after people that have no power, have very little money, and complaining that those people don't have any work ethic, that they're the lazy ones, that they're too soft. This is a guy that inherited his company from his daddy. He's worth now 200, and before I'll get to his commentary, but let's just address this first. He's worth, according to this site, $200 million. Of course, some of these estimates are off, but he did sell his company, his daddy's company, back in 2000 for $265 million. Now, I'm not saying Donny Deutsch didn't do work. I'm not saying he didn't grow the company. I'm sure he did all of that. But to come from that perspective, to be aware that you are lucky to inherit your company from your dad and never have to be an employee for somebody else, to have that knowledge, that life experience, and not feel something for the employees, not understand that people are underpaid, not understand that people are overworked, especially in America. I mean, this is why nobody should ever take Donny Deutsch's commentary on wealth inequality or income or employees seriously. He is a complete joke. On that point as well, just to, as I already said, inherited his company from his dad in 1989. He joined his father's advertising firm in 83. In 89, he handed full control. His father handed full control to Donny, and there you go. So you have here somebody incredibly privileged claiming that employees are soft. Now, on his actual points, let's first look at why people more recently enjoy working from home, as he's correct to say that a lot of people are not going back to work. They prefer working from home. If their job isn't offering the ability to for remote work, then a lot of them are opting to leave that job and go somewhere else. And there's good reason for that. So here are their top reasons. Perks of flexibility. So this poll was taken by Flex Jobs between March 17th and April 5th, 2021. So the perks of flexibility, not having to commute is the top benefit for remote workers. So of course, the time savings of that, people aren't paid to commute to go to work. So think of all the time wasted just going to work. All that time could be spent with your family, with your kids, doing anything else. Cost savings as well, of course, saving money on gas, on transit. Another big benefit. COVID exposure. So this is more of a worry back, a few months ago, but still there's some worry there. Being away from family or pets and childcare responsibilities. I'm not sure Donny Deutsch's situation, if he has kids or not, but childcare, of course, is a big reason for why parents would prefer to stay home, look after the kids, as well as be able to work from home. Now, looking at the idea or examining the idea that people have no work ethic, that Americans are lazy, they're soft now. This is productivity growth and hourly compensation growth, 1948 to 2017. Look at what happened here. So I've shown this graph before in other contexts, but this is, I think, applicable here. You see productivity and hourly compensation growing in tandem until about 1972, 73, when, and especially 1980, a big divide here happened. So you had productivity continue increasing. Meanwhile, hourly compensation essentially stagnant. This is a big reason why people are choosing to go elsewhere, look for a different job, or prefer to work from home, because if they're going to continue being screwed by their employer, they at least want something out of it. They want to be able to live more of their life than they have been able to live before because of the commute times, because of the amount of money spent on commuting or whatever it is. You have here employees getting screwed day in, day out, employers benefiting, CEOs benefiting, executives benefiting, employees getting screwed. Yet Donny Deutsch's commentary isn't that people should be paid more, isn't that Americans are overworked. It's that, no, in fact, employees are too soft. Just a complete joke, and it shows you also the problem with these networks like MSNBC, like Fox News, like CNN, where voices like this are platformed and are taken seriously by the other hosts on air, which then in turn have the audiences take these people seriously when they are complete clowns. How about having union organizers on here? How about having employees on here? Get their perspective on this issue. Platform them. But instead, you have wealthy executives who inherited their daddy's company on here to give commentary about how employees are too soft.